Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? What's up with it? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We normally do not stream on Friday, but there's a game tonight, so we have to go live. Welcome in, everyone, to the chat. What's up, Taylor? How you doing? How you doing? Drake Mayer, T-Law for me. What's up, Richard? What's up, Brian? Hey, what's up? What's up? You trust Pacheco or Henderson? I would play Pacheco strictly because I think Pacheco just a little bit safer, right? Just a little bit safer. I like Henderson a ton, but I think I feel pretty good about Pacheco. What happened to AJ Brown? I mean, during the summer, I was pretty heavily against drafting AJ Brown. What happened was exactly kind of what I talked about in the summer, which was they were going to run the ball a lot and not be able to throw. Now, I think AJ Brown's going to be much better than this. So I'm not saying like, oh, you're foolish for drafting AJ Brown, but he was kind of off my board. But I do think things will get better for AJ Brown, right? Like this is the number one week where people panic off of week one, especially because it was in prime time, right? So people are going to panic. I wouldn't worry too much about AJ Brown. I think he's going to be fine. I still don't think he's a league winner, and I never thought that, but he'll be fine. What do you do with CMC now? You just wait. You just wait to see what happens. I was all over Christian McCaffrey, and it might be completely wrong, right? Christian McCaffrey might be dead on arrival here, but we'll see what happens. I mean, he was moving in practice today on the side, and he was doing things that, to me, doesn't look like something you can do if your calf's messed up. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't know for sure. See, it could be all over. It could be Jover. We could be screwed. Or we might not be. I'm not a doctor. We'll see what happens. I think my guess would be as good as yours. I think we will know on Sunday, though, what's going to happen. So if you have McCaffrey and if Garendo's available or Brian Robinson's available, just pick them up. Pacheco or Judy, I would go Pacheco. Should I trade Breece Hall and Keon Coleman for Bucky Irving? Yes. Pacheco or T-Mac? T-Mac. What's up, Ben? How you doing? Ridley or Hall? Hall. What's up, Soul? How you doing? How you darn? How you doing? I appreciate you. So I believe that logo next to Soul means that he's a member. Or she. What's up? So if you guys are members to the YouTube channel, there's like a whole member section on my channel that I can click on, basically. And if you ask a question in the comments, I go there and I always answer you. So if you are a member, much more likely to get an answer from me. It's $10 a month. I try not to price it super expensive. That's just how it goes. The Patreon's $12.50. It's a similar price. Good evening. Good evening. What up, Nick? What's your prediction for tonight? I got the Chiefs by 7. Rip the CMC owners. If he doesn't play, it is going to be. Pacheco or Hunter Pacheco. What's good, Macklin? How you doing? Thornton to the moon. I love Thornton. What's good, bro? What do you think about Penix and the London stack? I like it. I like the matchup this week. Pacheco or Judy Pacheco? We starting Najee? No. Do not play Najee. Do not play Najee. Look, could Najee become playable? Yeah. But let's watch and see what happens first. That's my opinion on it. Let's see what happens tonight. Thoughts on Dante Thornton? I love him. I mean, I liked him in the summer, so I like him even more now. I like him a ton. Pearsall, Adunze, or Pacheco? I would go Pearsall. Which two running backs would you start? Pacheco, Breece, Pollard, ETN. Go with Pacheco and Breece. I like Pollard, but it's a tough matchup. Pacheco or Wilson Pacheco? I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look. Go ahead. Yeah, make sure you guys do hit that like button. It does help a ton. Should I start Ricky Pearsall, Jameson Williams, and PPR? I would go Ricky Pearsall. I think Jameson Williams does have a decent amount of upside in every given matchup, but this just isn't his best matchup, and I love Pearsall's matchup. Drop Tootin or Sampson. Need to pick up tight end. I would drop Tootin because I think Tootin's pretty clearly the 3 right now, and I think Tootin could eventually play more of a role, but I don't think week 1. And I think you could probably, after this week, like as long as Bigsby or ETN don't get hurt, you could just pick them up after the week. Like I don't think someone's going to be screaming the waiver wire for him, whereas if you drop Sampson, someone might be looking to get Sampson. What are your criteria for deciding on trades? Who/how to pursue? Also, thanks for the live content. Maybe cut down the adult films. Nah, never, bro. But what I was going to say is basically you just pursue anyone. Just text the chat or text someone everyone in the league and ask them if anyone wants to make a trade, and just look at everyone's team, try to figure out what's going to be a somewhat fair trade, right? Because the biggest mistake you can make is just sending out a trade, being like YOLO to random people. And if you don't 100% send like a remotely fair trade, then that person may never trade with you again. So that's kind of the best criteria, I would say, is just send a trade that's like somewhat remotely fair. Because if you do slight someone, they might just blow you up for it and never trade with you again. Hampton DK, Pearsall Diggs. Great question, Jose. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Hampton DK, Pearsall Diggs. I would personally go with Ricky Pearsall this week. I like Hampton, but this is a tough matchup. I think if you have Hampton, you're playing him, right? You drafted the guy in the third or the fourth round, you're going to play him. I mean, I would play him too. If he was on my team, he was probably one of the guys I talked about the most throughout the summer. I would play him. But to me, the clear answer here is Ricky Pearsall. I think Ricky Pearsall is going to smash in this spot. I understand that Juwan Jennings is going to play, but Juwan Jennings has been missing practice. It's not like he's been practicing and trying to hold out for the contract by practicing, kind of like what Jacoby Myers is doing. Jacoby Myers is practicing, but he wants the new contract, but he's still showing up there. The fact that Pearsall has not been practicing is pretty, not Pearsall, the fact that Juwan Jennings hasn't been practicing, it's going to impact their connection. So I feel pretty good about Pearsall. I think that could end up being not the highest scoring game, but a game where the 49ers put up a decent amount of points. And if Christian McCaffrey does miss, which again isn't my assumption, but if he does miss, that's even better news for Pearsall. But even if CMC does play, which I'm going to assume right now, it would be Pearsall having a very, very, very good day. He looked so good down the stretch of last season. I feel very confident in him. I think he's going to get a ton of targets. How to trade Bowers? Basically, you just find anyone. Bowers is like the kind of person where you can just trade him to anyone that doesn't have, just look for whoever doesn't have McBride or Kittle and just send them a trade over, and you might be able to make that move. Eric, Pacheco or Garrett Wilson? Great question. I would go with Pacheco personally. I like Garrett Wilson a ton, and I think he's going to still perform in probably the lowest scoring game of the week, right? The Jets versus the Steelers. But when push comes to shove, I think the game tonight could potentially be more high scoring, and I think Pacheco has the better chance of getting into the end zone by the end of the night, right? If you were to project Wilson versus Pacheco, who's going to score, I would more likely throw my gold doubloons on Pacheco. So yeah, I would lean with Pacheco. I don't think Pacheco necessarily smashes tonight, but if he is given that workload that he got early on in last season before he got hurt, then we could be in for a big, big, big performance out of Pacheco. So I like Pacheco a ton. Ryan Allen, half PPR. Do I start Tua, Herbert, or Fields at quarterback? Flex Chubb, Warren, Ridley, or Robinson Jr.? Okay, now for the quarterback, look, if you want to wave the white flag, right, and you just want 13 points, 14 points, you play Herbert, right? Because that's what Herbert's going to get tonight. He's going to get you 14 points. He's not going to score you 20 points, but he's probably not going to score you 5 points, right? He's going to be a very even kilter. You probably won't lose your week because you played Herbert, but you probably won't win your week because you played Herbert. Tua is basically one of those where you put him in. I wouldn't be surprised if Tua slapped up the Colts for a 25 bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if Tua scored 9 fantasy points. He looked completely lost. Like, that's the range of outcomes for him. It's the same thing with Fields. I would go Fields. I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game up against the Steelers. But even in low scoring game, Fields uses his legs so much that Fields could easily score 20 points just by running for 1,000,000 yards and luck boxing a run into the end zone. So I would go with Fields if I had those quarterbacks. And half PPR, Chubb, Warren, Ridley, or Robinson Jr. If we know for sure that Christian McCaffrey is not going to play, then it would be B-Rob. But I don't think we're going to have that confirmation until like 4 o'clock on Sunday. Maybe we will sooner. I think the play would probably just be Jaylen Warren. He's a pretty safe bet to get a decent amount of touches. And if that's Tyler Warren, I like it even more, but I assume it's Jaylen Warren. I would go with him. Ridley, I love this season, dude, but going up against Patrick Surtain in week 1, up against the Broncos, for Cam Ward's first start, I just think it's a little too risky. So I would go Justin Fields, and I would go with Warren. Need an apology for the Cowboys fans? Yeah, dude, I really thought that we were going to see Carter spit on Dak Prescott in the first 5 seconds, and then the Cowboys would keep it close. And then, I figured there would be a rain delay that made them not score any points down the stretch of the game. And I'm not making fun of you, right? Like, I was wrong in a way, right? The Cowboys looked way better, but Dak didn't do anything like I said he would. Said he wouldn't do much. So, I mean, I don't know. Javonte played way better than I thought, but I think Javonte would have gotten locked up and they would have thrown away the key had they have played Carter. But again, who knows, right? I'm going to get things wrong, just so you guys are aware. Like, if you ask me a question, I'm trying my best, but I'm not going to get every single thing right. If you expect me to get everything right, that's a little bit crazy, right? That's just crazy. You're not going to get everything right either. It's just impossible. Pacheco or Diggs, PPR flex option. Great question. Personally, I think I would go with Pacheco. Now, it is important to note, if you are playing a player tonight or on Thursday, I know Thursday already happened, do not play them as your flex. If for some reason an injury happens, you want to be able to pivot on Sunday or on Monday. So make sure if you're going to play Pacheco tonight or if you're going to play Diggs, you would put them in as your running back and move whoever's playing on Sunday into the flex. Or if Diggs was, you say, I tell you to play Diggs, you would take Diggs out of the flex, put him in as a wide receiver, just so that you don't potentially screw yourself on Sunday if one of your players is magically out, even though you thought that they would play. It happens more than you would think. Pacheco or Diggs, personally, I would go with Pacheco. I am a big Diggs truther, and I think Diggs is going to be good to go 100%. But let's just see it for one game, right? Let's see that rep. Pacheco, I feel a lot more comfortable about his health and ability in week number 1. So I would lean with Pacheco. Again, I think he's going to be a workhorse today, and I think he gets a lot of touches today, and I think he has a pretty good game. So personally, for me, I would go with Isaiah Pacheco. That would be my lean. It would be Isaiah Pacheco. And I hope I'm in focus. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my camera. Whenever I go on stream, it just never focuses. But yeah, I would go with Pacheco, full PPR. Okay, now Wilson or Pollard, I'm trusting you. Wilson. I love Pollard. Again, I am going to tell you, after this week, who do the Titans play? They play the Rams. I'd like Pollard more in that matchup. It's just this week against the Broncos, dude. I think this could be a really, really, really rough sledding for the Titans in week 1. That's just kind of how I see things. So I would go with Garrett Wilson. I think he'll be able to get you a healthy dosage enough of a targets to elevate you. So yeah, I like Wilson over Pollard this week. Stark Jeter, thank you for the super chat. Love you, bro. I love you too. Henderson or Monty? Now, the way I think about this question is very simple. If you want to be as safe as possible, right? You're like, okay, I need to guarantee myself to get like 10 points. Then you just play Monty. Monty's not going to screw the pooch. He's going to probably get less touches than last year, but he has end zone ability. He could score 2 touchdowns in any given game, right? He's that good. So I would be fine playing Monty, but personally, I'm going Henderson. I think Henderson is going to be getting a lot of checkdowns in this game. I think you're going to see a lot of him running a bunch of routes. He's like Jahmyr Gibbs light, in my opinion. I think it is a little bit more risky than Montgomery. I don't think, I know it's 100% more risky, but I'm more of an upside kind of guy. I think Henderson can actually have a game that wins you your week, whereas I think Monty just kind of plays good enough to where you don't lose your week. You know what I'm saying? So I would go with Henderson personally. All right, next question. Ryan Allen, you don't think Chubb could be good and score? I think Chubb can be good, yes. But again, Chubb barely played last year. Coming off of a very serious injury, why bother risking it, right, in week 1? Why bother risking it against the Rams? That could be all over Stroud, and this could be a game where they have to pass a ton. So for me, again, like, pull the grenade in case of emergency. Sure, if you want to play Chubb, go ahead. I like Chubb probably more than like 90% of people, because I think Chubb deep down, he still has it. And he'll be good for a couple of games this year. But in week 1, I think it's just kind of getting too cute. JJ, Worthy, Egbuka, Harrison. My wide receiver 1 is Nico. Great question. I'm going to turn the fan on, by the way. I'm sweating. All right. So if you guys can hear the fan, tell me that you can hear the fan, and I'll turn it off. Is the fan hitting the mic? Is it? I think it is. I'll move it. All right, there we go. Worthy, Egbuka, Harrison. Pick 2. For me, I would go with Harrison. And you hear the fan? Is it like really loud? So loud, you asshole tyrant. Is it actually loud? You motherfucker. Yeah, I would go with dude, Harrison is a must play in my opinion this week. I was going to include Harrison in the must start video, but decided against it because I kind of feel like people, if you drafted him in the 3rd round, you kind of just have to play him. So yeah, I would go with Harrison. I love Harrison this week. I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be putting a beating down on the Saints. I think they're going to score a lot of points. And if Harrison doesn't have a huge game this week, then you really have to be like, okay, maybe this really was a failed experiment with Harrison. But for week 1 up against the Saints, it's a really good matchup. So I like it. And then I'm going to go with Igbuka. I think Xavier Worthy is going to be real. Oh man. I'm going to consult my own rankings. I'm going to consult the rankings because I love Igbuka this week, but I could definitely see Worthy outscoring him. Let's see here. All right, I've got Igbuka 25, Worthy 23. So, just like to watch me sweat. Hey, yo. But I guess I would go Worthy. It is really close to me. Harrison 100% in. And I would go, again, dude, I think without Rashee Rice, Worthy is really going to come out the gate looking real hot. And a lot of people are going to super buy into that he's going to take over from Rashee, which I don't really think is the case. But for this game up against the Chargers, I do like Worthy a ton. So, yeah, I would go with Worthy, and I would go with Marvin Harrison. Even though I love Igbuka this week, I think the smart play is Worthy. The safer bet is Worthy. So, we'll go Worthy. We will go Worthy. All right. Travion Henderson or Pacheco? Pacheco. Should I start JSN or Kenneth Walker? JSN. Murray or Baker? Baker. Marvin or Worthy? Marvin. Should I flex Kamara or Worthy? I would play Kamara. Igbuka or Hampton? I would go Igbuka. Hey, Nick, this is my live for tonight. Josh Allen, Bucky Irving, David Montgomery, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Tucker Kraft, Jacoby Myers, Cardinals, defense. I like that. That looks good to me. That looks good. How you doing, Spock? Good to see you. If CMC doesn't play, do I start Swift, Warren, or Ford? I would play Swift. Jay Level Up, thank you for the super chat. Any trades that I should make? 8-man, family and friends league. Hurts, Genty, Chase Brown, Neighbors, Hill, Njoku, Kamara, Dicker, Cardinals, streaming defense. Well, you basically followed my exact strategy of drafting in an 8-team league, which is you take an elite quarterback or you take an elite tight end. In my opinion, Njoku wouldn't be considered an elite tight end. I think Njoku will be elite this week because of his matchup, but you do have the elite quarterback in Hurts. So if there was any move that I would make, it would probably be looking to upgrade potentially your flex, because I think Kamara is going to have a really big game this week, potentially up against the Cardinals defense. I think the Cardinals defense is a great play because I think the quarterback play is going to be bad. But I think even if the Saints don't even have to score a single point in this game. I'm not even kidding. They could get blanked, put up a goose egg, and I think Kamara could still score 15 points because he could just, if this is a full PPR, half PPR league, he could catch the ball like 8 times, run for 80 yards. He gets 16 points, 50. He could score 20 points. Like he literally easily can. So what I would do is I would look to kind of, and I love Kamara, but just kind of pivot away from Kamara and just get a better wide receiver that you can throw into that flex. That would be really the only move I would make. I find it hard to make trades this early on because, again, basically the smartest move to make after week 1, what you do is you just figure out, because it's a friends or families league, right? So realistically, there's probably 1 or 2 people in your league that aren't as smart. That's just how it goes. This isn't anything against your friends. I play in leagues against my friends. Some of these guys aren't the smart. They're smart in real life, right? These are people that are really smart. They don't know shit about football sometimes. So you can really fleece people. So what you do is you just wait until the end of this week, figure out who underperforms, right? For instance, if you loved AJ Brown shit the bed. Someone might be ready to trade him away instantly. I don't like AJ Brown, but someone might be ready to pivot off of him already. So that's what you got to do. But if you want to move someone, it would be if Kamara has a huge game, trade Kamara away and just bring in an elite wide receiver to put into your flex spot. Otherwise, your team looks amazing. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. There's really no hole in this roster. The biggest hole, I guess, would be Njoku, but I don't even think Njoku is a big hole. So probably just Kamara. So, and I love Kamara. This is coming for like Kamara #1 truther. I love Kamara, but I think you could probably, if Kamara has a big game, just trade him to an elite wide receiver for an elite wide receiver. So that's what I would do. I appreciate the super chat. And I hope that helped clear things up because just trying to trade questions are the most complicated questions, in my opinion, that I answer. They're always the most complicated because it's so hard for me to know the tendencies of your league mates, who your other league mates have, or if one of Kittle, McBride, or Bowers bust. Try to see if Njoku has a big game. Try to trade for one of those guys because you'll just feel more reliable with those guys. Hope that helped you. Monty or Brees, trade Keon, Brees, and Diggs for Bucky. Oh, man. A report came out today that Keon is going to look. Let me find it. Keon Coleman. There's a report that Keon Coleman's going to operate as the wide receiver 1 in the offense. And I'm trying to find it. Unless that was just fake news, because I can't even find it right now. Keon Coleman. Okay, so maybe that was just fake news. Keon Coleman, Roto World. Thank you. It's a full PPR ESPN league. Okay, yeah, I would. Yeah, again, so if Njoku has a big game, but one of the big 3 tight ends have a bad game, try to go after them. And if you can move Kamara, go ahead. I can't. Oh, no. Coleman to lead the Bills in wideout snaps, targets, and yards in 2025. Even if a traditional breakout into him becoming an NFL wide receiver 1 doesn't happen, the table is set for Coleman to become the lead in basically everything. He's going to get 85 to 90% of the snaps, according to the Athletics' Joe Busagaliga. Now, is that a guarantee to happen? Of course not. But that would make me hesitant to trade. Like, I love Brees Hall and I love Diggs, so I don't think I would be able to do that for for Bucky. And I love Bucky. I don't think I can make that trade. I think you're giving up too much. Now, if they want to do Keon and Brees, or if they want to do Brees and Diggs, then I'm fine doing it, right? If you can just do Brees and Diggs for Bucky, go right ahead. Or Diggs and Keon, or Keon and Brees. Like, if you can do a 2-for-1, go ahead. But a 3-for-1, I think you're severely overpaying. Brees or Monty, it's Brees for me. Say what you want about Braylon Allen. Say he's good, say he's bad. The coaches have talked him up, but I think we're going to see Brees getting a lot of dump offs in this game. I think Brees Hall is severely underrated this season. Again, am I 100% like not at least a little bit nervous? I'm definitely a little bit nervous. But I think he's going to have a big game. So, I think he's going to have a pretty good season. So, I would keep Brees. I would go Brees. And then if you can do Brees and Diggs for Bucky, go ahead. Or Keon and Diggs, something like that. Just don't do, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Just don't do 3-for-1 this early in the season. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it. And yeah, I will be live every Thursday night. And I am live every Sunday. Sunday, I don't know what time we're going to go live. But Thursday is normally 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8:15 when the game kicks off. That's how we always run it. All right, thank you guys for the super chats. The super chats do get priority, but I will try to answer as many questions as possible. Kevin Davis, thank you for the super chat. Need to play 2. Pick 2 to play. Hampton, Henderson, Egbuka, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a great question. I would personally play Hampton and Egbuka. Look, Hampton's matchup tonight, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you this is the matchup for Hampton in week 1. That would be a lie, right? If I told you that, that would be a straight up lie. Because it's not a great matchup. It's not the best matchup. But Najee Harris isn't starting. Hampton is starting. Hampton will be getting opportunities inside the red zone. Hampton, I know he kind of fumbled away that final preseason game. He didn't play, or the first preseason game didn't play too well, but I still think Hampton's really good. I believe heavily in him. I wouldn't have talked him up this much throughout the summer if I didn't think he was going to be good. So I'm definitely playing him. I like Henderson a ton, but I just think week 1, Igbuka's safer. They have similar upside, but Igbuka's safer. I'm a big fan of Henderson. Najee is starting. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie. You read fake news. We've been talking about this for days. People read it the other day. Oh, Najee Harris is starting, guys. He's not fucking starting. Jim Harbaugh literally said on Friday that Omarion Hampton is starting. So Omarion Hampton's starting. Don't worry about Najee Harris. It's Egbuka, and it's going to be Hampton. I love Henderson, but week 1, I would be a little bit safe and fade away from that. Fade away from Henderson. In your scenario, I'm playing Henderson this week in my lineup because I got to play him. He's my best player. But you have Egbuka. Egbuka's better than Henderson this week. So Hampton and Egbuka. Lauren, thank you so much and for the super chat, and you will be seeing more of me. Pause. As the season goes along. We'll be live every week. No, Najee is not starting. All right, let me find you this report. I'm going to put it on the screen. And I'm not making fun of Penny Punisher either because I've read this like 30,000 times. It's just not true. It's just not true. So as you can see right here, Omarion Hampton will start over Najee Harris on Friday per Jim Harbaugh. Okay? So don't worry. Don't worry about Najee Harris. Now, is Najee Harris going to see some touches? Probably. But the guy has one eye. Like, don't panic. And thank you again, Lauren. I really appreciate you. Hope everyone is having a good Friday night. It is a little bit weird to stream on Friday night. I won't lie. Used to not firing up on Friday. It's just a little bit different, but I appreciate you guys for watching the stream. It means a lot. Hubbard or Henderson from the Pats? I would go Hubbard. Should we buy the dip on CMC? Look, if I am not buying the dip on Christian McCaffrey because there's a legitimate chance he misses like 6 games right off the rip of the season. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but I'm not a doctor. I would just, if I don't have him, I'm avoiding it. Just don't touch it. Even though I like Christian McCaffrey. Now, if you were doing like your draft tonight and people are still drafting, people do drafts up until like Sunday. If McCaffrey was going to like the 2nd round, yeah, I would buy the dip there, the 3rd round, but I'm not trading for him. Fields or Herbert, I would go Fields. CD gave me heartburn. Yeah, that was rough. Start 1 for the flex, Adunze, Tracy, Jacoby. I would play Adunze. I think Fields going to have a great game. It's possible. It's possible. What do you think is a reasonable trade offer for Lamb? If you're trying to get Lamb, you are going to have to trade your 1st round pick and another like mid-ish round pick probably to get him. What's up, Slick Rick? How you doing, man? Dusting myself off after last fight's game 1 struggles. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And especially the worst part is when your players underperform in a primetime game like that, because when you're watching like on Sunday, you can almost kind of miss, what's happening, right? You could potentially 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could potentially not, pull the wool over your eyes, be like, oh, something else is going to happen and it's going to get better. But when it's on Thursday, it feels like there's no help for you. Just like tonight, right? Like if some of these guys I caught up or something, or whoever you have, because you have to wait until Sunday to actually see it. Actually, the worst might be Monday when your player does really bad because you're setting up your whole week like, "Oh, I need 10 points on Monday," and then your guy gets like 8 points, and you're just like, "God damn." If Najee is starting, I'm gonna crash out. He ain't starting. If I move Swift for CMC, do I flex Jalen Warren for Jacoby Myers? Should I start a Dunze, Tracer, Jacoby? I would go with Dunze. Start 2, Jacobs, Kyron, Kamara. That's tough. I would go Jacobs and Kyron. Omarion. Amari Cooper retired, Jacoby Myers to the moon. Yeah, I like Jacoby Myers. I like Jacoby Myers before the retirement. I did not think that, look, Amari Cooper was washed. Like, let's just be honest with you. And that's probably why he retired, because he just wasn't seeing it correctly. So I didn't expect Amari Cooper to do anything this year, but I agree with your assessment. Start 2, Shakir, Coleman, Myers, Ollie Gordon. Myers and Shakir for week 1. Pick 1, full PPR, Swift, Worthy, or Sutton. Sutton. Got a flex question. Garrett Wilson, Ricky Pearsall, RJ Harvey, Travis Hunter. Full PPR, I'm going Ricky. Hunter or Brees? Egbuka, Stephon Diggs, Juwan Jennings, Calvin Ridley. Egbuka. Oh, I tried to do the spot thing. Got Mahomes, Ladd, and Hampton going tonight. Best of luck. I'm not even gonna front with you. I'm nervous about what's Mahomes gonna do tonight. Feel really good about Ladd. So at least that's positive. I am playing DFS tonight. I played DFS last night. Last night was looking like a generational money-making opportunity. I absolutely jammed Javonte Williams into my lineups, even though I hate Javonte Williams, just because whenever it's a game on like Thursday, some random bullshit happens, like Javonte Williams scoring that many touchdowns. So I played a bunch of him. And then, of course, the guy that I paired with him a bunch, Devontae Smith, did nothing. But anyone that has Javonte Williams and sat Javonte Williams last night, just so you know, don't feel bad about yourself. Why the hell would you ever start Javonte Williams in like a 10, 12 team league? Like you just would never have to in week 1, in my opinion. I picked CD over JJ. He had a game last night, but I imagine what it could have been. It could have been 30 points. I think Underdog tweeted it out. He would have scored 29 points if he just caught all those passes and didn't get any yak afterwards. So if he just caught them and fell over. What's up, bro? Travis Hunter or Pacheco? Pacheco for me. All right, it's a week later. Flex to Sutton or Judy. I would go Sutton. Thank you. What's up, Donald Smith? Oh, yeah. Thank you to Saquon and Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, they had a good game. Not? How many points did Saquon Barkley get? Actually, Saquon had a good enough game. I thought Saquon was going to score like 25 points, though, if I'm being honest with you. Saquon did fine. So did Aubrey, I guess. So it could have been much worse for Donald. I thought he was trolling, though, because I thought Saquon was going to score literally like 25, 30 points. Did he say flex Jacoby Myers for me? I couldn't hear him. Teddy, what'd you say? What do you hear? What do you say? Yeah, Jacoby Myers. 18. Yeah, 18 is not bad. Hey, Nick, flex spot. Would you go Maserati, Marv, or Tet? I would go. That's a good question. Maserati, Marv, or Tet? I would go Tet. I've got him 17, Marv 18. Sutton or Egbuka? Sutton. Trade away Jacobs for Chase Brown? Yeah. Oh, no. Actually, no. I would rather have Jacobs. That's one of those that is like a true toss-up, in my opinion. Like a legitimate, true 50-50. But I have Josh Jacobs ranked ahead of Chase Brown, so I would rather have Josh Jacobs. But again, it's by 1 or 2 running backs. I have him ranked higher. So if you wanted to do that trade, I'm not going to judge you, right? It's kind of just all about your personal preference. But you probably could have drafted Chase Brown when you got Jacobs, I would have thought. Drake, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Sup, Nick? Hope all is well. Thank you. I was drinking when I drafted and got Bijan in London first and second round. Do you think I should have faith in the Atlanta offense or try and ship London away? Well, that's a great question because I personally have Drake London and Bijan Robinson. I'm pretty sure on 2 of my teams together. And if it's not 2, I know for sure it's 1. So my opinion on that would be just think to yourself. Now, this is my question to you. Do you think, what's up, Brady? Do you think you can handle 2 guys on the Falcons every single week on your team? Do you think the Falcons will be good enough that they can sustain both London and Bijan Robinson? If you do not feel comfortable doing that, if you feel like, oh my gosh, having 2 guys on the Falcons every week, that's going to make me stressed. That's going to piss me off. I don't want that. Then trade London. In my opinion, I think the Atlanta Falcons offense will be pretty middle of the road. I don't think that the Falcons offense is going to be the best in the NFL, close to the best, but I also don't think they're going to be one of the worst. So in my opinion, when you have an offense like this, I'm fine doing it. Now, if you were talking about what do you think about, having Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, I'd tell you, no, I don't really want that. But I think the Falcons will be good enough where you'd be fine with both. So personally, I have them on my team. I'm not looking to trade anyone away. But if you're going to be able to get let's just look at the wide receivers, right? If you could trade London right now for Brian Thomas Jr., right, then go ahead and do it, right? It's a 1-for-1 move. I feel good about both of them. So that's if you're looking to move someone or just move Bijan for Gibbs, right? If you want to just make like a small move like that, but I wouldn't look to go overzealous trading away those London. I think London has the upside to be the wide receiver one. So I'm sticking with London. Again, I have a team exactly like this, and I'm rocking with both of them. I'm ride or die. Birds, the dirty birds. Shout out Deion Sanders every single week. That's who I'm going to be rocking with. You don't have to do it, but that's who I'm going to be rocking with. I'm sticking with both of them. And that's okay. It's okay to drink a lot during your draft. No one's judging you. And honestly, I think it's easier to draft while you're drinking because then you don't let your brain start thinking about 8,000 players you should draft and you just go with your gut. Nola, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts? 12 team half PPR. Dak, Genty, and just so you know, when I'm not like looking directly at you guys, it's because the questions are on the left side of the screen. So I'm looking to the left. I have two screens. Half PPR. Dak, Genty, Hampton, Puka, Terry, Kraft, T Mac, Tracy, Fields, Caleb Johnson, Jerome Ford F-150, Jacoby Myers, and Pittman. This is a 12 team league. I would feel great about it. This is a quintessential 12 team league that looks like something I would have drafted. Now, again, we might have different player takes. For instance, Terry McLaurin. I don't love Terry McLaurin this year. I'm more fine with him. Right? Dak shit the bed in week one. But if you watch that game, you probably would have saw what I saw, which is, hey, he looked pretty good. So I would not worry about Dak. I think your team looks pretty good as long as Jacoby Myers, Caleb Johnson, as long as those guys figure it out and you don't have to necessarily rock with Tracy every single week, your team is going to be looking mighty fine. I would feel very good about that. Patrick Mahomes, Harrison Butker, Justin Herbert. Yeah, I would feel very good about that team. So I like it a ton, especially if Ford could become the lead back at Cleveland and Samson doesn't take it from him, you're having a real good season. So I like that team a ton. I feel very good about that. Very good about that. I'd be very happy if that was my team. So I like it. I think you did a good job. Oh, I'm sorry, Dab God. It's okay. Drafting drunk is dangerous. Spock, you don't like your team? Cooler hand. 10 team PPR. Egbuka, Pearsall, or Ridley, also T Law or Drake May this week. Thanks. Great question. That's a tough question because um I like both T Law and Drake May a ton this week. I like both Egbuka and Pearsall a ton this week. I have Pearsall ranked ahead of Egbuka and Ridley. I love Ridley this season. Anyone that was watching during the summer knows this. I am one of the biggest Ridley fans. I think Ridley is smashing this season, but in week one up against Surtain, I can't do it. Pearsall, I think he's going to see a boatload of targets. I think Juwan Jennings is going to be fine this week, but I think the better move is to have Pearsall in your line because I think Pearsall could be the clear number one target. And again, if McCaffrey doesn't play, then you might end up seeing him get 1 gazillion targets every single week, like, or at least any week until he comes back. So I would feel very, very good about Pearsall this week, and I feel very good about Trevor Lawrence. The Carolina Panthers defense was one of the worst last year up against quarterbacks, and I don't project that to get much better. I like Drake May's rushing upside, but I think with this new offense with Liam Cohen, I think T Law is going to have a great year. I think he's going to have a great game. So I got Pearsall, and I would go with Trevor Lawrence. I had Barkley and Brown last night. Am I cooked? Not necessarily. Like, again, it will feel like you're cooked because there's only one game played, right? So you saw the game, it didn't go well for you. You feel like you're cooked. Other players that play on Sunday are going to be cooked. A player that plays on Monday could be cooked. Players tonight could be cooked. So and score like nothing. Like week one is prime overreaction time. Don't worry about it. You could still win. Obviously, Barkley had a fine game. AJ Brown completely screwed the pooch. AJ Brown does somewhat concern me though, because his open score last night was 0. He was not open on a single route. He was not open on a single route, according to the numbers I was looking at. Now he did get that one catch, but apparently he wasn't open a single time, and that's kind of scary to me, at least. Maybe not to you, but to me that was a little bit scary. But I would not be worried if you had those guys. I think you can still make up for it. Should I be scared starting McCaffrey? Yes. Now, I won't say DEFCON 5, cut Christian McCaffrey, he's guaranteed to not play. Not gonna say that. But what I will tell you is right now, on my scale of how confident I am he's gonna play, would be a 4 out of 10. Now, depending on the news maybe we get some news tomorrow. He looked fine to me jumping around, right? I don't think you can do what he was doing jumping. I'm not a doctor. Remember this. I'm not a doctor. But when he was jumping around like that with his calf, I don't think you can jump around like that if your leg is that fucked up. That's just my opinion, though. So I feel like it's like a 50-50 if he plays or not, to be honest with you. Start Pacheco at the flex tonight. Other options are Matthew Golden and Chubb. Yeah, I would play Pacheco. Feel the best about that. Thank you, Nola. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream, by the way. Make sure you guys do hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. That is the best things you guys can do if you're already subscribed is on the videos, you like them and you leave a comment. The comments also help boost. I try to answer as many comments as possible. Just so you guys know, it is impossible to answer every single comment because of how many of you there are. If there were less of you, then it would be easier. There's not. I appreciate you guys. I'll try again. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love you too, Lola. Thank you. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Dab God, you the man. Thank you. You're the man too. You are the man as well. Thank you so much for watching the stream. It means a lot. Watching my videos. It's crazy how many of you guys truly there are. I remember doing this like 6 years ago, and I'd fire up stream. It'd be like me, Spock, and like my dad, and a few other people. But now it's much bigger, and it's crazy. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you to anyone in the super chats. Thank you to anyone that doesn't super chat either. You don't have to super chat. It makes me happy just that you're here. Labyrinth, thank you. Yeah, that is crazy. Again, we've been getting a lot of subs. What's weird for some reason is for some reason, my content never does great in the summer for some reason. I feel like I'm making pretty good videos in the off season, but I never get like that 30, 40, 50K view video tactical nuke that other channels get. But during the season is when people watch me. So you know what? It's a fine trade-off to me. I appreciate you guys watching, and this is normally when I get the most subs in like September. So thank you. I really appreciate all you guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Should I start? Thank you, Labyrinth. I appreciate you. Should I start in the flex Hollywood Brown, Krosky Merritt, or Caleb Johnson? I would play. Man, I would go, I guess, Hollywood Brown. I don't feel great about it, though. I would go Hollywood Brown. Worthy or Sutton? I would go Sutton. Okay, so now do I flex Jacoby Myers in place of Swift? Yes, I would because I think Swift. My main reason is to replace CMC because the list is injury. Okay. So yeah, if you have, so you would want to put Jacoby Myers in the flex, and then you can switch. If McCaffrey's going to be out, you just take McCaffrey out and put Swift in. That makes the most sense. Yeah. Worthy or Sutton? I would go Sutton. Thanks, no problem. Josh Gordon or Jeff Gordon? Oh, see, I don't want to say, is Jeff Gordon the guy that died racing? Am I crazy? Is that not Jeff Gordon? That's not Jeff Gordon. God damn it. I sound like an idiot. There was a NASCAR driver that died. I thought that's who it was. I didn't want to say not him. Shout out to Josh Gordon. I have a 2-flex league. Dale Earnhardt. Yep. See, I don't know anything about NASCAR, so I just sound like an idiot. That's why I make jokes about all types of stuff. We talk about the UFC, talk about other sports. I randomly throw out names of those people. I don't know anything about NASCAR. I do watch the NASCAR every once in a while, but I don't know anything about it. I don't really know much about F1 either. I like the F1 movie, though. Anyone that hasn't seen the F1 movie, that's a very good movie, in my opinion. I have a 2-flex league. Who should I start? Kenneth Walker, Terry McLaurin, Chuba Hubbard, Colton Sutton. Oh, my gosh. I would go Chuba, and I would go Kenneth Walker. Igbuka Adams. Good news for Tyreek. How do you feel? I feel great. Eric, I'll kiss you too. Like and subscribe. Facts. Drake May or Justin Fields, Drake May. Igbuka or Ridley, Igbuka. Good stuff. Thank you, Dan. Worthy or Sutton? Sutton. Keenan Allen. See you, Brian. Keenan Allen. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I fucking don't know the guy's name, and I feel bad about it. That's why I Googled it before I said anything, because I didn't want to sound like an idiot, and now I kind of sound like an idiot because instead of just typing it in, I said it out loud, letting my intrusive thoughts get out to the public, you know. Keenan Allen or ETN? I'd go Keenan Allen. Travis Hunter or Aaron Jones? Travis Hunter. Thank you, Dan. You're a fellow Jersey guy. Shout out to New Jersey. I love New Jersey. Except for how expensive it is to live here. But otherwise, New Jersey's awesome. I think New Jersey is a very underrated state, other than the fact that everything is expensive here. Henderson, DK, or Diggs, Tracy for the flex, Henderson. I appreciate that, Lauren. I appreciate that. Jeff Gordon works for the Hendricks Motorsports. Okay. Egbuka or Henderson? I would go Egbuka. Egbuka or Henderson? I would go Egbuka. Time is coming. I hope so. Thank you. Thank you, Dab God. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Yo, should I start CMC or Hampton? Oh, man. Oh, man. That is going to keep you up at night. That is going to keep you up at night because I don't think Hampton is going to score 25 points like I think McCaffrey can. Look, if you're Sultan, if your only options are Christian McCaffrey or Hampton, I would just play Hampton tonight, I guess. Now that isn't even me like waving the flag on CMC because I'm gonna be riding with McCaffrey until 4 o'clock on Sunday if he gets ruled out. But those are your only options. Like if there is no potential replacement besides him, I guess I would have to play Hampton. And yeah, guys, don't try not to spam in the chat. If you ask a question, I'm going to be behind by multiple minutes. It's just because there's so many people in chat, which I do appreciate, but that's just how it works. So, hey, Nick. What's up, Emmanuel? Golden or Ridley? Golden, Emmanuel. Gotta go Golden. Egbuka or Henderson? Egbuka. Who do you think would win a fight, Sutton or Worthy? In a fight? Oh, man. Worthy is pretty fast. I feel like Sutton kind of has a bigger build. So I feel like Sutton, if Sutton knows how to wrestle, Sutton would take him down. Sometimes a little guy like Xavier Worthy, though, he could like run around you, catch you off guard. Sutton's kind of fast too. I'm gonna go Sutton. If McCaffrey's out, how worried are you about Purdy? Not at all, because Purdy was fine last year, even without McCaffrey. So obviously, does it hurt Purdy in a way? Yes, right? Like, because there's just such a safety valve. Purdy can get so many points just by literally dumping it off to McCaffrey and McCaffrey just running free and scoring points that way. But I wouldn't be like, it's not DEFCON 5 if McCaffrey's out. Florida guy to another. I'm not a Florida guy. I'm a New Jersey guy. Even though everyone thinks I'm a Florida guy because I'm a Dolphins fan. That's fair, though. I'm going to Buka. Jordan Mason, Keenan Allen, or Leggett, Keenan Allen. Fields or Lawrence. Jerry Judy or Metcalf, Judy. Hampton and Genty, Sutton, Jameson, and Igbuka. Need one running back, one flex, two wide receivers. Who's out? Okay, so you could start all of them except for one. I agree with you. Jameson Williams is out. I don't like the matchup up against the Packers. I think Jameson Williams is going to be fine this season. Again, it's very important not to overreact to one small game out of your player. It's a long season. Like last year, if you panicked after week 1, you would have given up on Josh Jacobs. You would have given up on Bijan Robinson. There's probably a bunch of other names that off the top of my head I can't remember. Cortland Sutton. You would have given up on Cortland Sutton. You would have given up on Ladd McConkey. You would have given up on, there's so many guys that started off the season off slow, and you would have panicked off of them, and you could have otherwise been in a significantly better position if you didn't get rid of them. So I personally am of the opinion of not panicking after one down game, even though it had nothing to do with what you said. It kind of did. I love your channel. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Play 2. Egbuka, Hampton, K9. I'm going Egbuka and K9. Thanks, Nick. How's married life been? It's been good. Good. Cooler hand. Knicks, Chase Brown, Hampton, Egbuka, Lamb, Kittle, Kyron. Thoughts? I love it. I would feel so good about that. Lamb, I mean, I would feel bad. Like watching last night, if you didn't watch the game and you just saw Lamb scored 18 points, or how many points he scored, like 18 points around that range, I would be happy. That's how I would feel if I had Lamb and I didn't watch the game. But watching the game, I watch every game. I would be pissed with what Lamb did, to be honest with you, because I think Lamb could have had a significantly better game. But overall, I feel very strong about your team, especially this week. I like your matchups for your players. I think as long as your opponent isn't just like some super team. That's funny, Spock. Yeah, I like your team a lot, Cooler Hand. I like your team a lot. Jennings or Debo? Jennings. Pacheco or Devontae Adams at the flex. Devontae Adams. Yeah, make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're in the Discord. The Discord is always popping. There's always roughly 10,000 people in the Discord. Obviously that's not true. There's not even 500 people in there, but there will be eventually. So make sure you guys are in the Discord. The Discord's very fun. I pop in there all the time. Spock's always in there. There's a lot of people in there having conversations. It's a nice fun time, and the shocking thing is there are a lot of you guys in there and everyone seems to be a nice person, because anytime you're somewhere where you're anonymous, there's always just gonna be people that are weird. That's just how it goes. Should I start Bryce Young over Herbert? I would. How high are you on Jaden Higgins this year? Being on the other side, Nico. I love Jaden Higgins, and I am probably higher than consensus. What I will tell you is like it's week 1. You don't need to be playing him. But yeah, I do like Jaden Higgins a lot. Am I crazy to start Golden over Hampton the flex spot? You are not crazy. Would I do that? Did I do that? Shout out to Urkel. Uh, would I do that? No. But is it crazy? No, it's not crazy. Panic at the Disco. May or Herbert? I'd go May. Need one wide receiver? I think I already answered this. 2 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 flex. Worthy, Sutton, oh wait. Pearsall, Sutton, McMillan, Achane. Sutton, McMillan, Pearsall, Achane. I didn't take too much of CMC. You guys see, again, like, do I wish Christian McCaffrey was not my team right now? Kind of. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna fully jump ship yet. I dropped Achane in his rookie year, the game he broke out. See, exactly. Exactly. Sometimes you gotta kinda hold on to some of these guys. I get why people cut him, though. I had Achane on a lot of my teams back then. I loved Achane's college tape. I love Jalen Wright's college tape too, and that does not seem to be working well. But Ollie Gordon, who I also liked, Ollie Gordon's looking good. And no, I don't like every Dolphins player's tape. By the way, there's a lot of guys on the Dolphins that I wish were on some fucking different team, so I wouldn't have to deal with them. Especially because what's his name is out, Waller. So we're gonna have I can't even think of his name. It's Hill, but I don't know what his first name is. Not Tyreek. The other Hill, Julian Hill. Dude, I can't stand that guy. Cannot stand him. Dab God, trust me, Sutton would handle Worthy if they fought. I think I agree. I think Sutton, size plays a big advantage in fights. Now, obviously, if like Worthy was like an MMA fighter, then the size doesn't matter as much, right? Like Mighty Mouse could beat the shit out of he would beat the shit out of any of us, regardless of how big you are in real life. Like, even if you're like a gym guy, you're swole, you're a big guy, like Mighty Mouse could probably, like, if you don't have like a decent amount of training, he would bitch all of us. But yeah, I think Sutton can handle Worthy. I agree with that. Thoughts on the CMC entry? My thoughts are very simple. We are not in DEF CON 5, but we are also not happy, right? I think this, in my opinion, based on everything that I've read, again, I'm not a doctor, so I just take what I've read. This injury is from yesterday. This injury is not from the summer. Like, we didn't get the wool pulled over our eyes. It happened yesterday. We'll see what happens. He looked good jumping, so it's okay, in my opinion. I think he'll be fine. If he playing this week, again, I wouldn't lock it in as a lock, but I think he could play this week. I would be shocked if this was like a 4 or 5 game miss from him. What is the Discord? The Discord is linked in the description of every single video. It's linked in this description. Spock's posted in here a couple times. If you don't know what Discord is, it's basically just like a chat form, kind of. That's an app where you can talk to people. You can also use voice chat. No one's really voice chatting in there, but I guess you guys could if you guys wanted to talk to each other. Spock did stream one of the drafts the other night. I was not able to join, but there are people in there all the time having conversations. That's the best way I would put it, but it's not really like a chat form. I don't know. It's like a social media, but you can just talk to the people that are in the Discord, I guess. It's like if you had Twitter, but you could only talk to people that were in a Twitter group, is basically how it works. Kyler should eat, I agree. Waddle or Pollard? I would go with Waddle. Pearsall, Golden, Pearsall. My best team scored 62 points last night. That's awesome. Join the Discord. Facts. I dropped Gibbs his rookie year, and the moment I did, he broke out. Exactly. That's what happens, dude. That's what happens. Shout out from Wyoming. Justin Herbert, Kyler, Kyler. Hey, Hanover, man. How you doing, man? Hi, sir. PPR 10-man league. Stephon Diggs or Pacheco? I would go with Pacheco. That was brutal, dude. Like, for the first game of the season to go into delay for an hour? An hour? Come on, man. Start Kyler or Herbert with the lad stack. I'm going Kyler. Look, I think Herbert's gonna be fine in fantasy this week, but Kyler has such an easy matchup. Like, if Kyler doesn't go crazy, it's like a big indictment on, like, is Kyler just not the guy we thought he would be? Because Kyler's been in the NFL for long enough at this point to where, like, if he has a bad year this year, the jury's kinda just out on him, and it's just, "Hey, this guy's just not as good as we thought he would be." How do you feel about Garrett Wilson this year? I love him. I love him. I see the reasons why it might not go well, though. Our league is weird. We have our draft on Saturday. What round shall I look to take a quarterback? One quarterback, half PPR. Okay. So if your league is standard, one flex, which it is, I'm trying to get, if possible, you're at the eighth pick. So in the third or fourth round, I'm looking to get Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts. Because in just one flex leagues, the quarterback position is more important. If it's a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, then I would avoid the quarterback. When it's 2 flexes, I avoid the quarterback, but I think having the quarterback's a pretty big advantage, in leagues with just 1 flex. May or Herbert, I'd go May. Who use the voice comms occasionally? Okay, that's my bad. I have never been looking at it where people are talking in the voice comms. But that also doesn't I'm not always staring at it either, right? It's up on my computer all the time. I'm not sure if it says that I'm on or not, but I am on it all the time. I think I have it open right now on a different tab. Yeah, I do. So it is always open in case anyone asks a Patreon question. I'm seeing a bunch of you guys join. Brady just posted a picture of Mahomes kissing a ref. What the actual fuck? That's funny. I have a picture of that saved on my phone. That was a GIF though. Should I run Kareem tonight? No. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Trade Sampson and Judkins for Ingram. Yes. Yes. You can get out of you just got a get out of jail free card. Basically, you can just get rid of any potential worry of the Browns backfield. Look, I think one of the guys on the Browns, one of those running backs could potentially be a league winner. It is significantly harder for a running back on a bad team to become a league winner, but we've seen it before, right? Kamara could legitimately be a top 5 running back this year on the dog shit Saints. We can see it happening, but this could be like a triple-headed backfield of death. Judkins could just never play this season. That's a very live possibility. So if you can get Ingram right now, if you are getting Ingram, right? If you're trading Sampson, Judkins, get Ingram. I want Ingram. I'm clicking that button instantly, and I'm laughing, Anthony, at whoever's face is that sent me that trade. Laughing straight at their face, saying, haha, you buffoon. You buffoon. That's what I'm doing. I am taking Ingram 100%. Now, I don't mind having Sampson on my team, but again, you're just getting out of a bad spot. So yeah, get Ingram if you can get that. Mason or Caleb Johnson this week? Mason. I got Wilson, DK, Diggs. Should I trade? No. You're good. You're good. Do you like Hampton? I think Hampton's going to be okay tonight. I don't love Hampton, but I do think based on where you drafted Hampton, you're playing him. That's just kind of my opinion, right? You're not getting cute in week 1. You're not overthinking things. You're playing him. So I actually drafted McBride after I already had Bowers, so my wide receiver 1 is weak. Oh man, yeah, I would trade him. I would try to trade him. I would try to trade either Bowers or McBride. It doesn't. I'm fine with either of those guys. Tyrone Tracy or Jalen Waddle. I would go Waddle for my running back 2 slot. Do you think Swift over Montgomery? I'd play Montgomery. Thanks. We also have big play bonuses, so I think if heavy running back and going, okay, that's fine. That's fine with me. Would you rather stash Likely or Fannin? Likely, because I think Likely is more likely to be involved than Fannin. I think Fannin's good, but I think it would take Njoku getting traded for him to ever be start worthy. Was offered AJ Brown for CMC. If you have, I'm not doing that. If you have AJ Brown or McCaffrey, I'm not trading for McCaffrey right now. In my opinion, I just wouldn't do it. Now, if you're getting McCaffrey, I do think that's a good trade. Like if McCaffrey was playing, like you knew he was playing, I'm getting McCaffrey instantly. But right now, I think I would just stay put. Yeah, dude, the bots are at an all-time high right now, and they're always gonna stay on the screen here because while Spock is removing them, someone else is removing them. It was Spock, but StreamYard doesn't understand that. A-Chain or Genty to have a better fantasy year? I got A-Chain. You got CMC. Do not move him. Do not move him. Just hold him. Just hold him. Just hold him. Yeah. Just hold him. I mean, I look, I get McCaffrey could completely screw you over, but so could AJ Brown, in my opinion. Um, all right, I think we're gonna do this on Sunday. All right, make sure you guys are liking the stream. Make sure you like the stream. I'm not moving AJ Brown. I agree with that. I agree with that. Especially if you were already someone that was in on if you're already in on him, I would not trade him. Jerome Ford or Harvey, I would go Harvey. I don't love Harvey this week, but I also don't love Jerome Ford. So that's kinda how I feel about that. Am I missing any messages on Patreon? I'm just making sure I answer everyone's questions. The game starts in 5 minutes. Just making sure I got everything. I haven't updated my rankings on Patreon today because I don't feel like anything needs to move. Like, I'm not moving McCaffrey down off of RB1. He's just going to stay as the RB1, and if he's not playing, then he moves down. Thank you. No problem. No problem. AJ looked like he was playing hurt last night. Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to be honest with you. McCaffrey, I mean, not McCaffrey. AJ Brown was targeted so little, like, it was hard to even find him out there. I mean, I know what he looks like, obviously. But could be right. I'd have to see the all 22 footage for sure, though. I'm fine with A-Chain around in at pick 8. I'm probably just gonna go receiver and then come back on A-Chain, but I'd be fine taking A-Chain there if you want to take the risk. If anyone decides to trade out AJ Brown, I'd hold on to him. You think that, dude? I don't think the Eagles are gonna move anyone. I really think the Eagles are kind of just all in on winning the Super Bowl again. The NFC really isn't that good. Remind me of Debo when he was playing decoy years ago. Yeah, maybe. Hollywood Tillman, Romeo Dobbs, PPR, rock out with your cock out. What's up, my man? Your safest bet tonight would be to just play Hollywood, but Hollywood has not been able to stay healthy at all in Kansas City. And really hasn't looked that good recently. Honestly, if it's my team, dude, rock out. I mean, if you're as risky as I am, you go Tillman. If not, you just go Dobbs. I don't really want to play Hollywood at all, if I'm being honest with you. I'm pretty out on Hollywood. I'm not really playing him in DFS tonight either. So I'd probably go Romeo Dobbs because you can just pray to the gods he scores a touchdown. I like Tillman, but I don't think I'd be ready to throw him out there week 1. I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Just hope he scores in Green Bay. It's always possible. Um, Romeo Dobbs does love touchdowns. He makes it rain in the end zone. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. Probably Pacheco if I had to guess. Pikachu's Pacheco. Ideal start would Genty or A-Chain? I would prefer to start A-Chain, Bucky. Juwan Jennings over Tillman? Yes. Yeah, I mean, Hollywood back in the day was good. I'll be honest with you. I used to like Hollywood Brown. He's been on so many teams now at this point. Hollywood Brown. Yeah, he was drafted by the Ravens. They went to the Cardinals. He was really good on the Ravens. Pacheco, yeah. I think it's Pacheco. I had to guess. But Pikachu could also be Puka. I get where you got that too. Pukachu. Puka, Puka, Puka. Puka, Puka, Puka. All right. I hope you guys do enjoy tonight's game. If you have any other questions, just leave them in chat right now. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds until kickoff. I'm not adjusting any of my lineups. Again, I don't overthink anything. Golden or Buka for sure. I love Golden, but I'd rather play Buka. I just feel more confident about him. Should I run Judy or Pacheco? Well, I have 2 minutes. I would go Pacheco. Stash Tillman or Jaden Higgins? I would stash Higgins. I hope Keenan Allen goes crazy for the vibes. I like Keenan Allen. I don't love him this week, but I like Keenan Allen, the player. I hope Golden does really well, but I'm not playing week 1. I agree with that. I think that's a fine way to look at things. I think that's a very smart way to look at things too. Hollywood makes a player like Bateman appeared to be a Pro Bowler, and he ain't winning fantasy titles either. Fucking Rashad Bateman. No, no, no. What the fuck? Dad, I think you just don't understand at all what the hell we're talking about here. All right. McMillan, Egbuka, Hunter, Romeo, Jacoby are my later roundups. So I agree with that. I like that. I like that. Mahomes got Monty's revenge. I wonder what Mahomes is gonna do today, because I think Mahomes is gonna be real angry today. He's gonna come out slinging that thing. But dude, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Mahomes was pretty bad last year and the year before in fantasy. For anyone that doesn't know, I saw the YouTube is YouTube is broadcasting the game. The game's not on TV, so the game is on YouTube. You could just literally go right from this stream, and it's on the NFL YouTube channel. I would love the NFL is allowing a bunch of YouTubers to stream the game. I would love if I personally was allowed to stream the game, but that's not the case. They don't like me like that. They don't like me enough to let me do that. It's like a bunch of actual famous YouTubers, not me, you know. Herbert or Caleb, I would go Herbert. Pacheco, what the fuck, Ashley? Pacheco or Monty, I'd go Pacheco. Crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. That's a crazy thing to say. Oh, the game starts in 9 minutes. It was a lie. I thought it started at 8 o'clock, but it says it's starting in 10 minutes on DraftKings. So we're good to keep talking here. I'm talking here. I'm talking here. All right, let's do a touchdown parlay, maybe. All right. Let's do Kelsey first touchdown. We'll do $20 on Kelsey first touchdown. That's what we're doing. And then, oh my god, the fucking bots right here are crazy. They're sleeping on the number one NFL YouTuber facts. How do you get that gig? You just be very famous. That's how you get it. You be much more popular than I am. Yeah, it has. It has. Um, T-Law or Caleb T-Law? T-Law. Yeah, it's like actually famous people like Mr. Beast, you know, like the guys that are like on the actually famous people. Mayor Herbert, I would go Herbert personally. Oh my god, I did not mean to put that on the screen. Herbert. Herbert. I'm gonna do a parlay real quick. I'm gonna go Keenan, 25 plus yards. I'm just gonna try to make something safe so I can get a nice win today. A nice W. And then I like Pacheco tonight. 40 plus. Just for $10. Nice. Very nice. You're the man, Nick. It's football season. Yes, sir. Go Chargers. Go Chargers. Hampton first touchdown tonight. That'd be cool. Loveland or Otten, I would go Loveland. Harvey or Egbuka in a standard league, Egbuka still. Raider fan, I hope they both lose tonight. That's a funny take on it. That's how all my friends felt last night. A lot of my friends are Giants fans. We were watching the Eagles game together. Eagles versus the Cowboys. Oh man. If you guys got any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, we might just end it like in the next 2 minutes. Da, da, da. Thanks. No problem. No problem. No problemo. Just looking at all my own teams here, trying to figure out anything I should be doing. Is Lad going to get 10 catches tonight? 10's a little steep. 10's a little steep. I think it's possible, though. It's possible. English or Spanish, buddy? You think you're going to get me with that? You think I'm not someone who sits on the internet all day? Come on now. Oh, I've got Cameron Dicker in one of my leagues. Let's go, Cameron Dicker. Dicker the kicker. Go Chargers. If Lamb caught half his drops last night, yeah, I agree. I agree with you. That last drop, I don't think is completely on him, but some of those were very much on him. Very much on him. And again, if anyone in here is not on Underdog, you guys can sign up. You play $5, you get $50 in bonus funds over on Underdog. Play the pick'em over on there. It is very, very fun. And there was a big win last night that I saw on Twitter. I'm just gonna put on the screen that someone hit. Promo code Notorious. It was Javonte, 1.5 rush plus receiving touchdowns. Saquon, 2.5 receptions. CeeDee Lamb, 72.5 receiving yards. $5. They won 518. On Underdog. Promo code Notorious. Get that deposit bonus up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Waddle or bonus funds. Waddle or Pearsall. 8 to 9 for lad. I like that. Waddle or Pearsall. Rock hands is tough to get over. Nah, yeah, CD will be fine. Egbuka Terrier, MHJ, no PPR. I'd go MHJ. Imagine getting spit in the face and losing. Tough. That spit was gross too. It wasn't like a kind of meh spit. That was like a full-on loogie. That was disgusting. Yeah, he did get the Hawk Tua, bro. Spin on that thing. You are good on commercials. What is not to love from an NFL game? Dude, the NFL is just straight up commercials all the time. Straight up commercials. Bro, you didn't see that? Dude, that was literally one of the biggest loogies I've ever seen spit at someone. I'm trying to find the game right now because it's definitely on right now, right? I am subscribed to the NFL YouTube channel, so I should be able to find it. NFL. Loogie for sure. Yeah, 100%. All right, I found the link to the game. So if anyone wants the link, here it is. There's no chat. They're not letting you chat, I guess. That's funny, Caitlin. All right, guys, I think we are going to get out of here. I'm going to go watch the game. I appreciate you guys stopping by the stream. Make sure you guys leave a like on the way out. We'll be live again on Sunday. Video tomorrow, maybe. And if there is no video, there'll probably be a stream at some point. But I do appreciate you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. We'll play some nice night driving on the way out. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Love you guys. I will see you guys at least on Sunday. Love you guys. I wonder if he set a record for the fastest man ejected in a game. I don't think you can get ejected faster than that. The game didn't even start, right? Or it was like 4 seconds into the game. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Good luck to everybody. Good luck. Love you a long time. And peace out. Peace out, Hanover. See you, Horror Fanatic Lance. Thank you to everyone in the super chat tonight as well. Bye-bye. Personally, more of a power bottom, you know. Bye. Bye-bye. Fuck, how do I...